Hi guys, you're here with the Alternative Meteorological Service, and so now bringing you the election results in Britain overnight with the snap election that was called only about 6 to 7 weeks ago, and looking at the moment, the exit polls have been released, which are now saying that the Conservatives will fall short with only 314 seats, as the exit poll is saying, and then Labour having 266, up 34. The SNP down 22 seats, down to 34. I think some of that due to dissolution as well. And Liberal Democrats on 14 seats, which I think are up from up from before. So I'm just bringing up the volume as well, Robin. So they should be able to hear you. They should be able to hear you now. What's your thoughts on the election at the moment?
What, on the majority, right?
On
who I think will win, basically?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, so, like you mentioned earlier, there might be a hung parliament, and I reckon that's the case. I mean, I think a load of people might enjoy. There was a majority like really early on, but maybe there won't be any more. And I think a lot of people have also voted Labour, so I'm guessing Labour might also as well. I don't know.
I think it's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, probably. How technical is it? The first year that I can actually legally vote is the most difficult year to choose who to vote for. Ow! Where's my beer?
If you guys do have any questions while you're watching, then drop them in the comments to the right. That way. Drop them in the comments to the right if you're watching live, and you guys can see what's going on. So
anyway, I'm just kind of curious.
We're just we're looking at the moment. This election is going to be one that is going to be too close to call. It's going to be rather interesting, I must say.
More interesting than the last one, and we thought the last one was going to be pretty mental, but this one's going to be worse.
Yeah, and it's also a question of who's standing down, because you had a shit ton of resignations after the last election. Because Ed Miliband resigned as Labour leader. You also had Nigel Farage resigning. There was also who else was there? I think Nick Clegg. Yeah, Nick Clegg resigned. And there's also some other resignations from smaller parties. But it's going to be an interesting one to call, this one. And as you guys should probably have seen with the exit polls, is that at the moment the exit polls are predicting a hung parliament, with the Tories failing to reach an overall majority. Though it's still all to play for, and also that it's going to be it's going to be a close one.
If I can kind of interject here with something, I think why they're failing is because they don't have the kind of millennial kind of vote. Because Labour does, because they promised to reduce or get rid of altogether tuition fees. But I guess when you get to uni, so they probably have quite a large vote of people who are wanting to stay in uni or probably go to uni, like myself. You know, so they have that vote from that certain group of people, but the Tories don't, because they're not promising that. They're promising to privatise the NHS instead.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think they do have some very big support from a sort of group, sort of student groups, really. It's so which is something that I think could swing the result. Let's say I stand by my prediction of saying that I think it's gonna be a hung parliament.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a slight majority. I mean, there's already a few people I've seen who are also voting for the Green Party as well, because they don't think any of the other policies are that good. There's someone on my Facebook who was talking about voting Green Party because of that very reason. There was someone else who said that if she could have voted, she would be voting for Green. So what do you think about that? I'm kind of curious, because I'm thinking it might be, a load of people, I guess, when people were voting third party, when Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton were going against each other, everyone said it was a wasted vote. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't count it as wasted.
Well, I don't know really. It's looking at the moment. We still have still waiting to see the first result coming out. It's due. Apparently, saying it's due soon. We're still waiting to see.
Yeah.
It's going to be a close one to call.
Definitely.
But the overall result predicted at the moment, Conservatives are expected to get 314 seats as of the exit poll. I believe they are down. They're down 17 seats. Labour are expected to get 266 seats, which is putting them up 34. The SNP are expected to get 34 seats, which are then down 22. And also the Liberal Democrats expected for 14 seats, which I do believe they are up. I think up quite a few seats actually. The last election result was quite shocking, which actually caused Nick Clegg to resign. With Liberal Democrats again expecting 14 seats out of this general election, as per the exit poll, which I do. But it's going to be an interesting one. I do believe that UKIP are slightly redundant. Liberal Democrats as well quickly are expected up 6 seats in the next parliament, and also a possible strategic target as well for the if we do get into a hung parliament. They are a possible strategic target again for the Tories to attain that majority and go into a coalition government. Then again, there's also the possibility with the SNP and the Conservatives as well, which that one could actually make it a very bizarre government. So that's that could be an interesting one.
Yeah. Shame it's not until tomorrow afternoon we find out the results are.
There's also one person that's actually said that a city had been Neil Watson, the ATF capital, says the city had been pretty confident of a Conservative majority, and that a hung parliament would make a softer Brexit more likely than a clear Tory majority. But there's a lot of people saying that they do think that it is going to be a hung parliament, which is something that's going to be rather interesting for the next few years, really. Because now now that they're having the election this year, Robin, isn't it going to be the next one? It's going to be 2022.
Jesus, that's a long time away. It feels like ages. Hmm. I don't know, man. Know if anyone else is on? Because I'm just trying to find Vanessa because I thought she said she was going to join us.
Yeah, the 57th United Kingdom general election is scheduled to be held on Thursday, the 5th of May, 2022.
Quite far from the. So basically, it's going to be a case of we'll have to deal with the next 3 years of the decision, and then we're going to have to make another decision based on what we did this year, and if we need to improve on said decision at all. Now, if the Tories do get a majority at all, any sort of majority, and then they agree to privatise the NHS, and they do that, how, the next election, I'm guessing there will be people, saying they'll, stop the NHS being privatised, but I don't know how they'd achieve that. If it must be a lot of paperwork and all that sort of stuff. Like it would probably take a lot to go back, take a whole back step from.
Yeah. Also, with the next election as well, the date of dissolution will be on Monday, the 28th of March, 2022, with then the election being held on Thursday, the 5th of May, 2022.
Yeah.
This year's general election, at the moment, well, we have election day today. Then Parliament reassembles on the 13th of June, and the state opening will be on the 19th of June. So you've also got the leaders' seat as well, where I believe they were seen today voting, with Theresa May at Maidenhead, Jeremy Corbyn at Islington North.
Is that where they
are voting? Yeah, that's where they were voting at polling stations today. And you got Westmoreland and Lonsdale for Tim Farron, leader of the Liberal Democrats. And then the Green Party of England and Wales at the Brighton Pavilion.
All right.
So looking at the moment, we're just looking through it at the moment, and could be, as I say, I have said quite a few times now, it is going to be so close to call, and it's going to be so interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's so difficult to predict. I mean, with the referendum that happened, it was pretty. I mean, maybe it's just me that found it fairly obvious everyone was going to, a lot of people were going to vote leave. But this kind of election sort of thing isn't so easy. With the referendum, whether we leave the EU or not, it was pretty kind of easy to predict. But this one is just no. The possibility is real, man.
Yeah. This really is going to be one that's. I think we're going to remember this election for quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah, damn straight, man, damn straight.
The latest polls as well at the moment are saying that it's going to be very close between the Conservatives and Labour, with the popularity for UKIP falling as soon as the election was called.
I thought it was going to rise, actually. I guess I was wrong.
They fell. So from the looks of it, the election forecast has had UKIP 0. But actually, I don't think there are any UKIP candidates running. I think there could be. Oh no, there are quite a few UKIP candidates running.
Oh, okay.
It's just from the looks of it, they're not predicted to get any seats. Because I'm sure there wasn't anyone running in Hampshire.
I'm not really too sure, to be honest with you.
You know, there wasn't any UKIP running in East Hampshire. We didn't have a UKIP candidate.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just, I find it a little bit odd because, with everything been going down, I'm surprised nobody's voted UKIP. But I guess maybe it's from last year, considering how hard they flopped a little bit. Might be something to do with that.
Looking at the moment, hang on, we could just be about to have one result come through.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Because Sunderland is expected any minute now. So we could be seeing the first result coming out relatively soon.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're just waiting to hear anything that's coming out in a few moments' time. With Sunderland, I do believe the forecast for there, in the sense who's going to win. Looking at the moment, that is a slightly swing seat in the election itself. Just looking at the moment, the latest poll tracker. I'm just checking that out now. We're just waiting to hear of the first results beginning to come through.
Oh, awesome. This might give us a good anchor to weigh our ideas on. That might give us something to weigh an idea on, percentage of Tory to Labour to whatever other party that people have voted, should they have done so.
The exit poll, there were only 30,450 that took part in that poll. Still waiting to see the first results. They should be coming out any minute now. We are just looking at the moment. We've got constituencies. I'm now going to check Sunderland, and we're going to see what. We've got Sunderland at the moment, with an independent running with Sean Cockburn, independent standing MP. We've got Julie Elliott from the Labour Party, Rachel Featherstone from the Green Party, Liberal Democrats Niall Hodgson, UKIP Gary Leeton, and the Conservative Robert Oliver.
So some places have UKIP representatives, but some others don't.
Yeah, I believe our constituency did not have a UKIP MP, or a UKIP member standing for to be an MP.
Bit odd, but
yeah, it's rather interesting. We're still waiting for the first results to come through, and at the moment, with the latest exit polls saying that the Conservatives will get 314 seats, with the Labour Party attaining 266 seats. Then also moving on to the other. Hang on. Looking at the exit poll, Latest from that, so the SNP expected 34 seats, Liberal Democrats expected 14, UKIP are expected to get 0 seats, Plaid Cymru 3 seats, and the Green Party 6, there's 3, sorry, and other parties are expected to get 18. That also includes independent standing MPs, and also any other parties around Britain. We're still waiting for the first results to come through, that they are expected any moment now. We're looking at Sunderland Central, and also I will be going over to Newcastle as well, where we'll be looking for those 2 constituencies are areas that are trying to race each other to the finish line, shall we say. And waiting to see if what the results from those constituencies are.
Oh yeah.
We've got the Newcastle upon Tyne Central parliamentary constituency. We have Nick Cott running for the Liberal Democrats, Steve Kite running for the Conservatives, UKIP with David Newett, Labour Chi Onwurah, the Green Party Peter Thompson. That is the central Newcastle upon Tyne. And we've got Newcastle upon Tyne East with Nick Brown running for Labour, Alistair Ford running for the Green Party, Simon Kitchen running Conservatives, Tony Sanderson for UKIP, and Wendy Taylor for the Liberal Democrats.
Okay.
Newcastle upon Tyne North, we have Duncan Crute as the Conservatives, Anita Lower as Liberal Democrat, Timothy Maron as the UKIP representative, Labour as Catherine McKinnon, North of England Community Alliance Brian Moore, and also the Green Party Alison Wally.
Okay.
With the Newcastle under Lyme, we have Labour Party Paul Farrelly, Liberal Democrat Nigel Jones, Conservative Owen Meredith.
Interesting kind of setup, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean, I should probably calm my stomach for this, but sorry, but my language just drops me all over me. Oh, by the way, someone's wondering how the chat works. Asking how the chat works.
Just hang on a second.
I don't.
We might.
I'm gonna go AFK for a second, just because I've got thing on my leg. So
first result. Hang on.
I've really got to quickly go and get this off my legs. Sorry about that.
Okay. Just looking at the moment. We're still waiting for the first results to come through. With yeah, there's some people said on Twitter. Apparently, Conservative support have been underestimated.
Oh, okay. Oh, hi, I'm back, by the way. Yeah, I got like whatever was on the chicken like all over my shirt as well, so I've had to change shirts. So that's why I'm suddenly wearing a different shirt. That's why.
We still.
I just hit my laptop. Great. R.I.P.
Still waiting for the first result to come through.
Someone's asking how to get in the chat by using a phone. Is that possible at all?
At the moment, they're looking at the exit polls and seeing looking at possibly what they could do in the sense of what do you call it? If it's a hung parliament with you have the mix of the actual coalition.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
Still.
Oh my god! I'm sorry. Hang on, I got a phone call. Hello? Can you mute my microphone for a second? Hello?
So that I think Rowan will be back in just a moment's time. Just waiting for the first results still to come out with the first constituencies bracing to be first in Sunderland as well as other Newcastle constituencies as well. We're still waiting to hear reports from them. And we're still waiting for the first election results to come through. And at the moment, it's well, I don't think they have managed to level their record because there was one time where they had done it in 45 minutes, which is a very, very fast time. But just waiting for the moment. So still waiting. It's painstaking waiting for the first one to come through because normally with the first result, it sometimes does set the tone for the election. It doesn't always do that, but sometimes it can. But then again, you have had the votes throughout the entire day, and I'm not going to be swayed by other results coming out because the entire polls have closed. But sometimes you can just see the theme that starts to emerge. But again, you just have to wait and see what will happen as the polls come out. I think we just have lost connection as well from Robin. She'll be back in a moment. Just watching the BBC stream at the moment, and we possibly do have results about to come out from them. Which the votes are still being counted and verified, and at the moment it does look like they're starting to gather. And there's actually just seen someone running there in Sunderland, so it's possible that we could be having a result coming out from them any moment now. As I just did see someone running across the camera, which they could just be running to tell them what is going on. Just still trying to wait and see what's happening. There's 2 armed police there. Well, it's really hardly surprising, given the fact of recent terrorist incidents. There were a lot of polling stations today that were actually had police and also some armed guards out the front of them as well. But that is also just given recent climates with terrorist threats. I think Sunderland are about to announce. We're just waiting to just get confirmation from that. Newcastle upon Tyne's just. Hang on. Newcastle are declaring. Newcastle upon Tyne at the moment. Conservatives, Steve Kite with 9,134, Nick Cott with 1,812, and David Muat. The Labour have had a vote of 24,071 for Chi Onwurah, which we've got the first Labour hold in Newcastle upon Tyne. That is breaking news. So Labour have been voted in. But they have just declared. The latest update is that Labour do have 1 seat. But I will end the stream there, guys. If you guys do want to continue watching what the election result is happening at the moment, then please do go over to the BBC News website and you guys will be able to track the election results there. But for now, guys, I'll see you next time. And that is all from me now. And this is the Auto News Meteorological Service signing off.